Let me just set up my little shop over here. Make sure we can, first of all, definitely let me know about the sound, if you guys can hear me well enough, any of that kind of stuff. And once I get confirmation that you guys can hear me well and the sound is okay, we'll get started. All right. Cool. Good, good, good. It's been a while since we did one of these. You guys might see me look to my left a lot because I got my monitor where I can see you guys' comments, and then over here is my camera. So nice to see everybody. Good. I'm glad the audio is good. That seems to be an issue sometimes. All right. So I'm going to try and keep this live stream short, like no more than an hour. I know it's like that's not really short, but for a live stream it could be. I didn't want to do a video because I knew that the video would exceed 20 minutes. Then I was going to chop it up into parts, but then I didn't want to do all the editing work because I got to work tomorrow. So I said, let me just do a live stream. Whoever's around can catch the live stream, and then whoever didn't catch it can watch the video later at their leisure. All right, so let's get started here. First thing I want to talk about is, and I'm going to pull up, we're going to go over some of the comments in the video that I made. And it's not really the comment section. Comment section was really fine. You guys won't believe some of the messages I got after yesterday's video. Probably some of the worst messages I've ever received. And I had people, all right, so we'll start with the funny stuff. So one person messaged me, and these are messages on Facebook and messages on YouTube and stuff like that, and then some emails that kind of spread out. But there's some that I remember off the top of my head. Some of them I just deleted. One person accused me of being paid by Legendary to talk down Toho. That I was paid by Legendary to talk down Toho. Another person accused me of, well, obviously saying a lot of the messages were like, you're not a real Godzilla fan because you don't like Toho and you like the CGI crap and you're too much America or whatever the case may be, and you should die of cancer. Somebody said my kids and me should die of cancer. So there was a lot of hateful messages I got. These were not in the comments. And this is the first time I've actually received that kind of hate. I've been hated before. You know, you guys know I'm fairly honest. I'll push buttons. We all know what happened a couple years ago with the whole GodzillaMovies.com thing and how that went down, and they were threatening to sue me and all this shit. So, but this was like hate. And first thing I want to say to now these people who send these messages, they're not going to put them in the video comments because they know that for the most part, even though some of you guys disagree with me, that we all generally get along in the comment section. My comment sections are not bad. And they know for a fact that if they put something like that in the comment section, you guys are probably going to roast them. But I want to say to those people who send all those messages today, I'm going to be at G-Fest this year. I'm going to be at G-Fest. So you're more than welcome to approach me and please repeat what you have to say. And I will give you my reaction in person. So just want to leave that there. So now, in terms of Toho, because I know a lot of guys, and there are some of you who really do think that I'm on the Legendary bandwagon and that I've completely alienated or I've completely abandoned Toho. That's not true. But Toho has been the brunt of my criticism as of late because when they first spoke about releasing this movie, it was very exciting. I was very excited, and they seemed to flare with confidence. In fact, I was very excited for how confident they were because it seemed like they were so motivated after seeing what Legendary did. And obviously they liked what Legendary did. Otherwise, they wouldn't be giving them permission to use more of their monsters and, of course, continue making a movie. And furthermore, now Godzilla vs. King Kong is coming out. So that speaks volumes of the confidence that Toho has in Legendary, because Toho is usually very picky about who Godzilla will fight. It's one of the reasons why we've never seen a Gamera vs. Godzilla movie. Now, but I have been very critical of them lately because prior to the trailer, there really wasn't anything going on for the movie. There wasn't any real promotion. There wasn't any, we got that one teaser, which you guys know I heavily criticized, and so on and so forth. But I think my mistake is I have, the channel is very small. You guys understand? Like, I'm just creeping up on 18,000 subscribers, but I love the fact that my channel is the size it is because I actually know a good portion of you. Some of us really talk. For example, I'm going to shout him out here. The Meta 88, who's in the chat room right now. His name is Nate. Me and him are buddies. We play video games together. We play Heroes of the Storm. There's some guys on the Nation Facebook page that I talk to on a regular basis. And that's what I like about having such a small channel, because if I had 1 million subscribers, I wouldn't be able to have those kind of relationships with some of you guys. The other thing is, if I had 1 million subscribers, I wouldn't be able to be as forthcoming as I am with you guys, because once you're a big YouTuber, your viewership is your income. The more people watch your content, stuff like that, they generate your income. So you have to be very careful about how you address them. Me, I don't have to worry about that. If everybody were to unsubscribe today and I had 0 subscribers tomorrow, it's not going to affect my livelihood, because I have a job. I have money that I get from other sources of income to take care of my family. So with that said, here is the reason why I'm so hard on Toho. I have been watching, as many of you know, Godzilla films since I was 3, 35 years. And there's one luxury that many of you have had over the years that I didn't have growing up. When you guys became Godzilla fans, for the most part, a lot of the movies were already accessible. You know, you could go to get the DVD or get the video if that was the time you were born, or, you know, when videos were still out. And you can get them on the internet now, and even like Amazon. Like my son is so lucky. He can watch any Godzilla movie he wants on demand on Amazon Prime. I don't think they're free now, but there was like a good 3 months there where all the Godzilla movies were free. And obviously the quality is better because I have some of the older DVDs. I don't have any of the Blu-ray stuff. Some of these movies were in HD. Up until 1985, that was the last Godzilla movie I got to watch. From 85 to 93 or 94, I saw my first Godzilla movie that was made in Japan but never came out here. But I got to see it for the first time on Showtime. It was Godzilla vs. Biollante, and at the time I saw it, it was already out for like 2 or 3 years. And then as the 90s continued to progress into the early 2000s, then all these movies started coming out, some of them on DVD. A lot of them came out on tape, because I have some of them still on cassette, believe it or not. Like I have Space Godzilla vs. Godzilla on cassette. So I caught up. You know, I started catching up, and, you know, once we got to 98, which obviously was not good, you know, we've learned to love it now, but it's not, at the time, it wasn't what it was supposed to be. Then we got Godzilla Millennium, came out in the theaters, it bombed. Then we got more Millennium Godzilla movies, and then eventually 2004 was Final Wars, and that was it. And I was bummed. I was bummed because I was so excited to have all these movies throughout the 90s that I watched and I started collecting. And I understand that at that time, and this is the ironic thing, because I felt at that time the way many of you feel now. I was so upset that they stopped making movies. I understood why. It was a business thing. They weren't making money. Even though the Suitmation was cool, nobody was interested anymore, you know? And it was bummed because I really, outside of the watching the movies and stuff like that, I didn't have a lot of people that really watched Godzilla, you know what I mean? So there was really no continuation for me. And then finally in 2008, 2009, we started hearing whispers of another Godzilla movie coming out. Then in 2013, I made the channel, and then I started talking about Godzilla, the trailer dropped, everything blew up, and now boom, here we are. Now Toho's at it again. And I do love the Suitmation. I do. I just know that outside of us fans, nobody else does. Nobody else does. My concern now, we're going to get the Shin Gojira movie. It probably will be very good. As a fan, taking away my critique, as a fan, I'm probably going to love this movie because it's the first Toho movie we're going to see in 12 years. And I know when I see this movie, it's gonna hit me in the softies. You know what I mean? Now, I got a lot of soft spots, don't get me wrong. But you know what I'm talking about. It's gonna hit me in the heart. But I also don't want my heart to be broken in the sense that they come out with the CG/Suitmation movie. It turns out to be a good movie. Let's just assume right now it turns out to be a good movie. Good story, good Godzilla flick, one of the best solo Godzilla movies since '54. Let's say it exceeds 1984, 1985. But nobody goes to see it outside of us. There's no money to be made. There's no, you know, nothing good comes out of it from a financial standpoint, from a business standpoint. And then we're back to square one. And this is the part that bothers me, is because I'm a passionate fan that I heavily criticize them. It's because I care that I heavily criticize them. It's because, I told this, I was talking to Chris earlier today, because Goji fan was trying to discourage me from doing this. He was afraid that it might cause a big Toho versus Legendary clash, which that actually started already. That has nothing to do with me. But the biggest thing for me is My son has been watching these movies. You know what I mean? He doesn't watch Godzilla 2014. He doesn't. He's maybe seen it once or twice. His favorite movie is Godzilla versus Mothra, like almost every day. Almost every day, Godzilla versus Mothra, Godzilla versus Mothra, which is a good choice. It's one of the better movies. And now it's like, all right, technology is advanced. They can do this. They can still do their style, their way of ambiance, but why not throw in the CG element? They can do it. Now, there were some people in the comment section, and I'm going to go through some of the comments in a minute in more detail, that don't believe they're capable or don't believe they have the technology, which is not true. And there's some people who strictly think that, well, this is their style, and I understand it's their style. Their style doesn't have to change if they go to CG. That's my argument. Because you can take suitmation and do CG like they're doing, but you can also do motion capture, which in my opinion is the best of both worlds, because you will still get a man who's going to dictate the movement, the expression that has to do with any kaiju, not just Godzilla. And furthermore, I mean, let's face it. I mean, let's not be so centered on what we want as fans. We appreciate these guys who are in the suits, right? We all appreciate the fact that they get in these suits, they're heavy, they sweat, they get dehydrated every half hour, every hour. So why not extend our appreciation beyond what we want and say, hey, you know what? This guy can still do a perfect job and he doesn't have to suffer for it. Furthermore, because suitmation is so popular now, this can open up more opportunities for these men who perform wonderfully when they're doing kaiju movies. And this is how I think. This is how I think. This is what I mean when I say progression. It doesn't just have to be progression from a movie production standpoint. It can be progression in every element. In 2007, there was a movie clip. A lot of you guys, and I know all of you have seen it, and I know most of us flipped when we saw it. There was a movie clip from a Japanese movie called Always Sunset on 2nd Street or 3rd Street, something like that. And you guys know what I'm talking about. In the clip, they show a CGI Godzilla, which looked rather decent at the time. Now, it's 9 years old. It's dated now, but it looked good. They had the technology in 2007. They know how to do it. I know it's not a Toho movie. Toho distributed the movie, but they didn't make the movie. But the talent is there. The technology is there. I don't want to be so stubborn and so stuck on suitmation at the cost of further Toho Godzilla movies. That's my point. I don't want to be so stuck, and I'm going to repeat myself, I don't want to be stuck in my love and my nostalgia for suitmation at the cost of more Toho movies. Because let's face it, I do love Legendary. But once this little universe they're doing is over, that's it. They're going to move on. They're going to move on. But I would like Toho to not only leverage Legendary because of the success of the movie, but I want them to continue. I mean, and maybe I'm being selfish in some other way on my own right. Maybe asking them to continue doing movies is too much, but I certainly don't want them to fail. If they're going to stop making Godzilla movies, I want them to do it on their terms. Whether we like it or not, and I do love suitmation, guys, I really do. It's just I'm accepting to change. You know what I mean? Especially when I sit back and I remember how I felt in 1986 when I had no more Godzilla movies to watch, and how I felt in 2004 when once again I had no more Godzilla movies to watch. So now, and maybe I'm being a little cynical that way, but that's how much the genre, that's how much the character, and that's how much the company that brought this character to life means to me. So that is why I hammer them. So it's like having a little brother or somebody you care about, and you know they can do better. You know they're capable of more. You don't get soft on them. You try to encourage them. You give them tough love. That's how I was raised. I was raised with tough love. My father didn't tap me on the head and say, oh, it'll be all right. He would say, get your shit together. You know you can do better, and I expect better results next time. That's how I am. That's why I don't criticize Toho because I hate them. I don't criticize Toho because Legendary's better. Yeah, sometimes I say shit like that. You know what I mean? Look, and to be fair, people who know me know I like to troll a little bit sometimes. And sometimes I will do that to rustle some jimmies. So, you know, but not everybody knows me the way like Nate knows me, or maybe Chris or Brian Crockett, some of those guys that have been here since the beginning, that they know me really well. So my criticism of Toho is not because I think they suck. My criticism of Toho is not because I think Legendary is better or because I think suitmation is done with. I think suitmation has evolved. I think there's an opportunity for Suitmation to do something better. And I think Toho should be the one to pioneer that. I think Toho should be the one to champion that, because we haven't had a kaiju movie yet that utilizes motion capture. We haven't. We've had, like, we've had the ape movies and freaking Planet of the Apes, right? But that's not kaiju, right? We've had King Kong, but that's not kaiju. I want to see one of the Japanese pioneer Suitmation actors in black tights, okay, with the things, and I want to see him go to work. I want to see what that combination of fantastic Suitmation acting along with the fantastic art of CGI combined together. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if Toho did that, even if they didn't have some of the budget that Legendary had, but I feel so certain that if Toho did something like that, I really do think they would outshine Legendary. Because it would give them the opportunity to do things that they've never been able to do before, or that they've tried to do before, but maybe it didn't translate too well on film. And I would love, and I think that's why I get frustrated. It's like, God, you guys can do this. I know they don't want to invest the money because they're afraid of loss. I get it. I know that because of what's happened in the past with the whole, having to stop making movies because they were losing money. So I get the safe approach this time. I do. I understand it. But God damn it, sometimes you got to take a chance. There's a saying that goes, you gotta spend money to make money. If they took this designed Godzilla, right, and they did motion capture, my God, because I do like the design. I still don't like the arms, okay? I'm not too crazy about the arms. And the tail doesn't bother me so much. I don't really care about that. The grin, I'm not, maybe that's Anno's like signature. Like, Anno did this because it has the Titan grin. But outside of that, the dorsal fins, the size, the scale, the scarring, which almost looks like magma running down his body. I like it. I do. I love the boldness of the design. I love the fact that they went this far. I love the fact that they went so off keel. So why stop there? And I know we haven't seen the movie yet. I know. I understand that the trailer could just be kind of like a test footage. And maybe there is something there that might surprise us. But I have to go with what we've seen before. And we haven't seen that before from Toho. So until I see the movie and until I see a change, I have to safely assume that this is going to be another man in a rubber suit slowly making his way through the city, destroying stuff. And I just think Toho is capable of so much more. I really do. That's just me. And that is why I slam them. And I'm going to continue. This is not an apology. I'm not apologizing. I'm going to continue to slam them. If I'm the only one in the world that's going to show that kind of care to them, that I'm going to slam them enough because I know they can do better, then I'm going to continue doing it. But what's important is that you guys understand it's not about Toho versus Legendary, because at the end of the day, I've always said it. If you've been watching me for as long as you've been watching, I've always said I am about the character Godzilla progressing forward, period. And that's it. End of discussion. Whether it's from Toho or Legendary or Toho and Legendary. But this whole idea that I hate Toho or that I'm, completely wrong. And if that's what you think, you don't know me very well. Okay, now with that said, there's one more thing I want to address in terms of this whole, I don't want to call it a debacle, but considering some of the private messages I got, this was obviously some crazy shit. Couple of comments in the comment section of the video, and this bothers me, what I'm about to address. When I hear comments like, we should just be happy we're getting, oh, but you don't understand, they need to, or you don't understand, they can't. This to me is a bad sign, in my opinion, for this generation. What I call it is acceptance. You're accepting what you're getting. Now, this is not just Godzilla or Toho, this is in general. This happens a lot with gaming. You should just be happy we're getting one. So what? They're doing us a favor? Like we have to kiss their ass and kiss their feet because they're making a movie or they're making a certain game? No. Ladies and gentlemen, you are paying for a product. You are paying for an end result. You should get the product that your money is paying for. And yes, you should have expectations to be pleased about what you get, whether it's a video game, whether it's a movie, whether it's anything else that has to do with entertainment. This whole acceptance thing, sorry, I don't do it. I don't do it. I know Toho can do better. I know that they can up their game. I know they can. So then I look at it like this. I have, let's say a couple years from now, Godzilla 2 from Legendary on DVD, Blu-ray. All right. It turned out to be a great film. Ghidorah, Rodan, they were all in it. We all went nuts. I have Shin Gojira in my hand. Practical effects. Okay. Production level was pretty good. Not on the scale of and this is also, I'm just doing this as an example. I want to give you guys an example. Not on the scale of Legendaries, but it turned out to be good. We were happy. We were satisfied with the movie. One cost at release, let's say $17.99. The other one costs $19.99. But let's just say $17.99. They both cost the same. In terms of value for what you're paying for, you're getting more bang for your buck from the other movie. Now, I'm just speaking in general economics here. It doesn't matter about preference, what you like, what you don't like. In terms of production value, you're getting more for the Legendary version. Now, that's not how things work. Obviously, that's not how things work. We're all going to get what we like, and the value of it is based on how much we love it. But investment, what's invested to make the production? What's invested to make the movie? When I see what Toho has done over the years, the amazing movies, 54, all those 70 movies that I loved growing up because it was just all the fighting and all that stuff, the talent is there. The suit talent is there. The people who, and it's not that, somebody asked me too, I just want to address this real quick. I know I'm not looking at the chat yet, I'll get to it, but somebody asked me to say, why do Americans, or why do certain people hate practical effects, or why does America hate practical effects? I don't think America hates practical effects. Everybody loves Star Wars. Star Wars was full of practical effects. But practical effects also takes good talent to make it look real. Sometimes it doesn't, people who do practical effects, it doesn't translate to film very well. The point is, I've been watching these movies for 35 years. I have seen them go from one spectrum of practical effects to a level now where I think they've kind of hit the pinnacle, and they should try something else. I remember the first time I saw Godzilla versus Biollante, the scene where he first appears and he bursts out. That was one of the most epic scenes for me, not only because I saw Godzilla for the first time in almost 8 years, a new Godzilla, but the way the explosion, the way he came out looked so real to me because the production value had increased, and the production value has increased over the years. But now the production value is falling behind with the times. And again, you will love it. I will love it. But unfortunately, and this is just a hard truth, the general audience, okay, and the general fans, the ones that are fans but not as hardcore as us, they determine the longevity and the life of any movie. And they're just not there anymore. And I think the solution at some point, I hope they do this, I think the solution is to use motion capture. It allows still doing the summation that we all love, but it gives more freedom to what they can translate on screen. And I have dreamt, ever since seeing 2014, I have dreamt, I have re-envisioned Toho movies with that kind of freedom. And I have seen such epic battles with Godzilla and some of these other monsters that we've seen in the past because of that freedom, that I pray to God, at least one movie, just one movie, that Toho invest the money to do motion capture for just one movie. And I feel so certain that it'll blow up because it'll show their style with that technology would just, forget it, mind fuck completely. So that is why I am the way I am with Toho. It's kind of like I look at them, I've been watching this company for 35 years, and they're a great company. They've provided some wonderful moments, and I would love to see them continue to do that. And I want to see them succeed. I don't want to see them fail, and I want to see them stop doing Godzilla movies on their own accord, not because they're not making money anymore. So those are my reasons. So if that makes sense to you guys, great. If it doesn't, oh well, what can I tell you? You know what I'm saying? Let me look at the comments here. With too much expectation, the filmmakers can try all they want, but then it fails because of the high expectation. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because it's something they've never done before. Yeah, I'm vaping it up. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think they should take a chance and do it. And I honestly don't think they fail at all. They wouldn't fail at all. I don't think they would fail at all. Imagine looking at the credits and seeing your favorite summation actor doing what Andy Serkis does. And he brings Godzilla to film in a way you've never seen him. I mean, that would, if that doesn't drive people nuts, I don't know what will. Right, but also, Nate, The Force Awakens had a certain level of practical effects that, you know, I mean, their practical effects were on point. Yeah, let's not get into about the game. Let's not even talk about that. That was a whole nother, that was a whole nother thing in and of itself. The game was something else. I'm gonna pull up some comments from the video. We're gonna go over them, all the not all of them, but most of them, and we're gonna see what the general feeling was for the most part. Because there was the comments for the most part were good. I had a couple of people throw insults out that were obviously very frustrated, you know. And the thing of it is, guys, if I come out here and I say, "Oh, this movie looks great," and blah, 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 I have to tell you how I feel. I have to tell you what my thoughts are. I don't expect you to agree with them. I don't expect you guys to insult me for them. I mean, but that's okay. That's how YouTube works. But I could tell by some of the way you guys reacted that there is some truth to what I'm saying. Because if it wasn't, it wouldn't bother you so much. So yeah. So we'll start with, let me start with the older comments first. There's so many of them. All right. Wow. Damn, I didn't know this was this many. All right. So can't wait for the movie. I'm not loving this. Gamera is looking so much better. The arms are too small. That pops up a lot here. Laughed my ass off the intro. You guys know how to do my classic. It was a little altered. I didn't say motherfucker. I just said it's about fucking time. But seeing him move and interact, I changed my mind. I was waiting for this. I actually really like Japan CGI style. I'm waiting for the English dub. His tail is longer than his body. His arms look like they hurt, but I guess this is the result of an atomic bomb. The roar in the trailer, I hope, isn't I don't think that's going to be the roar they're going to use either. It's not that it's a bad roar. Obviously, it's a classic Godzilla roar, but it doesn't kind of fit the tone, the ambiance, or the look. But if they decide to use the roar, it's not the end of the world. It is the classic Godzilla roar, one way or another. I'm always ready for a Godzilla movie. We hold Toho to a higher standard, which I understand. This is my favorite design so far, probably because of how terrifying he is. I believe this is a reboot. That's Josh. For those of you who remember Josh. So let's see here. What else? This one is a couple of comments. I have one major concern when it comes to Godzilla himself is his roar in the teaser. Okay, so we know about that. Honestly, CGI-wise, Toho lost. Can't touch G14. Facts. Straight up facts. G14 looks way more alive. And so you see it's mixed here. The trailer is from my childhood nightmares. The human parts were The tokusatsu elements look great, but his arms are too small. He's the T-Rex from Meet the Robinsons. Given Godzilla looks banged up, perhaps his arms hardly move because they're too hurt or burnt to move. It's been a common thing. That's a great excuse for the costume designers just being lazy. Got chills when I first watched it. Shingojiro's design is great. He has the burnt Godzilla zombie look and is massive. I'm happy that Toho got the suitmation CGI mixed perfectly. It looks so real and genuine. Shingo reminds me of the Critical Mass version of 1954. It is confirmed if this film is being U.S. theaters. I don't think they're going to be in U.S. theaters, and I hope not. I hope they don't. I kind of want them to stay in Japan and then release the DVD over here. The only thing I really don't like about this trailer is the fact that they're still using old roars. Again, that's another thing with the roar. Love the intro. I was waiting for this video because I watched the trailer and okay, so that's just a compliment to me. Thank you. Honestly, I think the Legendary may have made a mistake giving Toho their monster back. Now, this is my opinion, so please don't hate on me too much here. But I honestly, when I watched the trailer first 10 seconds, I said aloud, Toho blew it again. I thought he was going to give a compliment the first time reading that. Godzilla looks great. Can't wait for the movie too. I have this weird gut feeling that Godzilla's Revenge could be better than this movie. That's a little bit much. I don't think that's too many. That's a little bit much. So a link for what? The comments is pull up a new page and go to the comment section of my video. It's right there. It's all right there. Or is that a link for something else? See, now I remember doing a video about that as far as like the three forms, but yo, what's going on, Oscar? Yeah, man, it's been a while. I haven't even seen you on the Nation in like eons, dude. Seriously. What's up, Super Gojira? Yeah, I agree with you on that one, TK filming. The perspective shots were really good. We need a terrifying Godzilla roar. He looks terrifying. He should. Yeah, I'm partial to that as well. What I'm saying is, if they decide to keep that roar, it's not necessarily bad. It is his roar. So, but I do agree he should have something more devastating. Hey, Rob, what are your favorite Godzilla parody kaijus? What do you mean parody kaijus? Legendary to set the whole new standard for character, and sadly, Toho might not ever meet it. You know, Rich, that's the thing, is that I feel that they can. They just need to put in the investment. I really think if they put in the investment, and they don't even need to fully match them. Honestly, all they need to do is one motion capture Godzilla movie, and I swear to God, I think that'll blow everybody's brains. I really do. Hey, what's going on, Amy? Don't like his tail, even over the arms. The tails just look stupid as hell. Way too long. Maybe he can use it to propel himself again, just like old times. Yeah, he can take a flight. I think the best roar for him would be either the 84. The 84 roar would be good for this look, I think. Of course, I'm 84 biased. That's still my number one favorite Godzilla movie. And yes, yes, for those who were wondering, Legendary Godzilla is not my number one favorite Godzilla movie. It's highly ranked. I have it like ranked 3, but it's not my favorite. It's definitely up there though. Yeah, Godzilla looks like he chewed on a cactus for 10 minutes. Oh man, the tail is too thick at the end. Yeah, his tail was up in the air quite a bit. This or Gamera, what do you think? I got to see more of Gamera. We've only seen that one little, what was confirmed to be test footage. I originally thought it was a trailer. We haven't seen much else, so I really can't compare. If I had to compare what I saw from Godzilla versus what I saw from Gamera some time ago, I have to give the edge to Gamera only because he was more animated and more. He just looked like he had more life in his trailer. Like it was actually, you know what I mean? This Godzilla roared in the beginning of the trailer, and then after that, we didn't really see much else except its tail flailing around. Now, again, I understand that could just be for testing purposes, or because I really do think this trailer wasn't planned. Like this, I don't think this trailer was planned to be released when it was. I think they probably were going to release this on the 29th, and then because of because a lot of people, even people who love Toho, were getting very impatient. And when you consider that this trailer released at 4:30 in the morning in Japan, and I think for us it was obviously sometime in the late afternoon, I think they decided to just release something so we could see. I thought it was a good decision. I just think because it wasn't 100%, in my opinion, because it wasn't 100% planned, that's why we don't see Godzilla as animated as he was in the very beginning of the trailer. So I'm going to say that. But because I have to compare the two from what I saw, I would give the edge to Gamera simply because he's more animated. There's more going on in that one. But Gamera's test footage just as a trailer. So flip a coin. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Gamera either. I saw that, and that was that. Oh, parody. God. Gino Zilla. I consider that a parody. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, Seth. You took the words out of my mouth. It wasn't a polished trailer. Doesn't mean it was a bad trailer, but it wasn't polished. But I believe if it was polished and they were prepared enough to show a little bit more movement from Godzilla's end, other than just walking, I probably would have given it to Godzilla in terms of trailer. Showing his breath would have been a good impact too. Like if they had showed his atomic breath, because that's the next thing now. What does it look like? Is it red? Is it blue? How powerful is it going to be? If it's anything like how he looks, I'm expecting it probably to be the most powerful adaptation of Godzilla's breath in God knows how long. Fight his tail. Yeah, they're going to need two monsters. You're going to have to one take on Godzilla, and the other one's going to have to fight the tail. Rob, have you heard of City Shrouded in Shadows? I have not. Looks like Pizza Hut. Oh, my God. Bacon's overrated just like Destroyer. Yeah, but people are still with that shit. With all these monster movies we just got and all these monster movies coming, people are still worried about bacon. Yeah, it was definitely a surprise. It wasn't. I don't think it was planned. I think they might have decided maximum 2 days ago before the trailer dropped. Let's get that slice. Yeah, I don't. City shrouded in darkness. Maybe I'm just not thinking hard enough to. I'm over here trying to fill my goddamn tank. Godzilla's searching for his top layer of skin in this movie. Bacon and City Shrouded, Shadows, Godzilla, Ultraman, Evangeline. Oh, hold on. Let me scroll up. I gotta catch that. Are confirmed in a game together. Oh, well, that should be fun. That should be fun. Godzilla versus the Griffin. I haven't never forgotten about that. I want bacon now. Yeah, bacon sounds really good. So yeah, guys. So for those of you who were in the comment section, or for those of you who were very disappointed with how I felt about the trailer, understand my point of view. It's not that I hate Toho. It's because I love Toho. Okay, that's why I put Toho lovers in the title, because I'm a Toho lover too. I really am. I just want them to do better. I know they can do better. They have the talent. They pioneered and championed kaiju movies, and I think it's time that they take a chance and invest in a little bit of more technology. It's there. They have it. They just need to take the time to use it. And it doesn't mean you have to abandon suits. You don't have to abandon suits. It's just that the suit they're going to be wearing is not a big Godzilla suit. It's going to be a black suit, and they're going to dictate the motions of Godzilla. That's what I would love to see. I guarantee you, look, I'll say this. I'll be bold enough to say this. I guarantee you that some of those suitmation actors that do the Godzilla movies are just as talented, if not more talented, than Andy Serkis. Because a lot of them have been doing it longer. And once you go from a suit to something lighter, their life will be a little bit easier. They might need to get used to making facial expressions and actually, going like this instead of moving their arms like this. But I think they can do it. And it would be so great. It would be so great if they did that so successfully that one of those suitmation actors were able to get other gigs, like in America, and get an Oscar nomination like Andy Serkis did. That'd be fucking awesome. And I think they deserve it. I think they deserve that opportunity. But that's just me. That's how I think. I think so far out the box sometimes. I guess I got to kind of tell people where I'm coming from in detail for them to understand. But now you guys know. It's because of my passion that I'm so hard on Toho. It's because of my long-standing relationship with their Godzilla movies. I know you guys are wondering, what the fuck's he doing? I'm cleaning out my tank for my cigarette. My long-standing relationship with Toho movies that I feel the way I feel about them. So. Didn't Godzilla's face have emotion in GMK? It had limited movement. He had like the snarl and all that kind of shit. And I think that's one of the reasons why GMK is so popular, because you could see in his face how he was feeling, and that's a very important element. I'm guessing we're gonna get that in this movie. I can't see why we wouldn't. We just didn't get it in the trailer. But that's something they've been doing for a long time. Obviously, they even did it in Godzilla 85, 84. And I think that's an important element. So I don't think we're going to. I think we'll definitely see that in the new movie. But we'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. That's what it comes down to. Thanks, Rich. I appreciate it. Actually, I'm very surprised. I just want to say something now that I have most of you guys here. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys all for being here on the channel and subscribing and everything, because you want to know something. I don't do the videos like I used to. I don't. You guys know that. I don't pop out 4 videos a day like I used to. You'll be lucky to get 4 or 5 videos a week. Not only have you guys stood around, but in the last week, I've actually had a surge in subscriptions. And we're closing in on 18,000 subscribers, which honestly is just, considering how much I'm not doing videos anymore, that is shocking. Furthermore, there are 115 people watching this live stream, which to me is just mind-boggling. I did not expect to have this many viewers on a live stream, considering A, it was a last-minute decision, and B, I haven't done a live stream in God knows how long. So I want to thank you guys for coming. I cannot believe the turnout we had today for this live stream, as well as the fact that there's been a recent surge in subscriptions for the channel, and we're about to hit 18,000 subscribers. And that's just is mind-boggling. I was talking to my wife about it the other day, and because some of you know, I've been talking about quitting. I've been talking about quitting because my job is so demanding now. They recently gave me a huge raise, and I'm very happy. I'm happy to be making the money that I'm making because I can take care of my family and still have plenty left over to treat them to great stuff. And I was thinking, I was like, I don't really need to do this anymore. It's not like I'm getting paid. I mean, I don't make any money doing this. But when I saw that, I said to myself, I put in a lot of hard work to get this channel to where it is. And for me to just stop doing it, I can't stop. It's like, I can't see myself putting in the hard work I've put in the last 3 years and then just quit. It just doesn't feel right. First of all, I'm not a quitter, which is why I still smoke. I had to. First of all, I'm not a quitter. I don't like quitting. I'm a natural worker. You know what I mean? Of course, the YouTube is work to a certain extent. My job, my boss was just telling me today, he was like, you have too much on your plate with this, and that. And I told him, look, keep bringing it. I'm like, it makes the day go faster and it keeps me busy. And that's what I like. I like to keep busy. The day goes by quick. I get home faster. I get to spend time with my wife sooner and my kids sooner. And the weekend comes quicker. AA's for quitters. Yeah. So, yeah. And as you guys know, I don't know if Chris is still here. I don't know if Goji Fan's still here. He might have left. But we're gonna be streaming on Saturday night as well. That's gonna be more focused on the other video that caused a little bit of a controversy, which was my Godzilla 2014 versus Burning Godzilla. And that, of course, that didn't stir up as much shit. I was actually surprised how many people were actually kind of like, yeah, I think 2014 would win. And it was actually a nice debate. It wasn't like nothing kills me more than when people say, oh, it's no contest, they would just win. Like, I can't do that. I have to kind of break stuff down and analyze it from different perspectives. I can't just come out and say, yeah, this person's going to win because he's more powerful. I have to actually look at it and break it down and, okay, what's the advantage here? What's the advantage there? What's the disadvantage? But that turned out to be good. That was good dialogue in that comment section. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, so. Yeah, the fantasy battle simulator. That was a lot of fun when we did it. It's just unfortunate. It was so much work. I always tend to aim high. I got to remember I'm a one-man crew. I can't do major production stuff. Yeah, it'll be an interesting live stream. And we'll definitely obviously talk about Shin Gojira because that's the big deal this week. So I'm sure me and Chris will touch upon that. So that should be fun. How would G16 win? He looks like he might put himself to death. Some of you guys are really hard on Shin Gojira. Hi, Cody. I'm replying to you so you know it's working. I got nervous before the stream started. Last time I tried to stream, you guys remember I had some technical difficulties. And those same problems started again right before I went live. And I'm like, oh, don't do this to me. But thankfully it worked. How do you feel about the upscaling of Godzilla? Hey, look, I'm not against big Godzilla. Look, put the motherfucker to the stratosphere for all I care. The bigger, the better. Thank you, Milt. Thank you very much. I think Shin Gojira looks not that big. That's like Josh Trank saying Fantastic Four will have an awesome climax. Yeah, it's a split, like anything else. You say you had to analyze and pick apart everything to find out who would win, but you already know that doesn't. Well, see, Rodan's different, Amy. Rodan is different. That is the only automatic out there. You know this. Come on. We talk about Rodan. We talk about our saying our 10 Rodans every night and praying to Rodan and how confirmed he is. Once you're as confirmed as Rodan, there is no winning against that. So. Did your real opinion keep it? Oh, thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Or unless that was for Goji, I don't know. Yeah, Rodan wins everything. Rob must make a cameo on Godzilla 2 as Rodan's cousin. I've always said my dream, if I would ever be given a chance to be in any Godzilla movie, I would want to be the person that gets died by getting stepped on. That's my dream. In fact, I even replicated that in my my playthrough of that damn web game last year or 2 years ago that came out with. What was it? Godzilla Strike? Was it Godzilla Strike? Was that what it's called? Gabber of Resurgence. That's funny. Yeah, we pray to Rodan. That's some serious shit. Who do you think Godzilla will fight in Godzilla 2018? I think it's definitely going to be Mothra. Rodan. I'm still not sure about Ghidorah because we don't know if he's going to be in the movie or not. I'm guessing now he will be because Strike Zone. Thank you, Chris. I'm guessing now he will be definitely because I'm hearing that the third movie in the trilogy is supposed to be Kong versus Godzilla. So, oh my God, Zach, really? Send my headshot and resume. I'm too fat for Hollywood, man. Too fat for Hollywood. I send my headshot, they're gonna be like, too fat. So, or maybe they could use a fat guy in the movie, right? I could be one of those guys that's sitting like at a burger bar when everybody's running, and I turn around with a big fat burger in my mouth with mayonnaise dripping, and I see Godzilla, and I'm like, no, and then splat, it just crushes me. How do you feel about Godzilla 2? Gilbert Rob. I feel pretty good. I feel like it's going to be good. That's true. You're never too fat to be stepped on by kaiju. I completely concur. See, I heard that in between. All right, so this is what I remember reading from Thomas Tull when he announced all this Godzilla stuff. They were going to do, obviously, King Kong versus Godzilla 2020. They were going to do Godzilla 2. And that in between that, we would see more monsters. That's all he said. He didn't specify if it was from the Godzilla universe or another universe or if it's something brand new. But he said after Godzilla 2 and before Godzilla versus King Kong, we would see more monsters. I don't know if that's another monster movie. Maybe a solo Mothra movie, their attempt. I don't know. Maybe they're going to redo Gorgo. That would be pretty cool. No, I think Godzilla 2016 right now is the biggest Godzilla. I think he's even supposed to be bigger than Godzilla 2014. Would you crawl inside Rodan's ass or Godzilla's ass or squirm inside Mothra's nads? I think I'll choose your mom's choach. How's that? Was that too bad? How about I hang out on your mom's choach for a while? I think that's a little safer. And it's roomy. Redo Veron? Yeah. Have you seen 10 Cloverfield Lane? I did see 10 Cloverfield Lane. I didn't do a review on it. Sorry. For those of you who are wondering, choach means twat, pussy, a girl's vagina. A vagina. It's Spanish for vagina. How do you feel about Godzilla's eyes going from blank eyes of death in GMK to the cool and almost realistic looking Final Wars to fucking goofy? Looks. I got to see I didn't get a good shot of the eyes in the trailer. Like I saw them, but I kind of want to see him close up from a different perspective. The eyes are still up in the air for me right now. 10 Cloverfield Lane was good up until the reveal. At that point, I thought it was very unoriginal. How do you like 10 Cloverfield Lane? Like I said, I thought it was good up until the reveal. And even then, it wasn't bad. It was just like, that was my reaction. Like, I was like, oh my God. And then they showed the reveal, and I'm like, oh. The JJ. Could Godzilla be brought to life? Average Kid, I'm glad you brought that up. I think that would be a very, very cool thing if they did that. I'm all for it. I'm all for it if they do that. Nate, I haven't played since I Twitched that night, so I'm probably going to Twitch it tomorrow night. Well, then again, I don't know. I might play it Friday night because one thing I realized is, when you're playing Twitch and you're trying to chat with people and you're trying to play, and I don't know. I think I want to do a couple of things in the game first and then come back and Twitch it live. So I don't know. I might Twitch it tomorrow. I might not. Or I might Twitch something else tomorrow. I definitely want to Twitch tomorrow night. I just don't know which game yet. Oh, somebody's giving me love. I want to scroll back up and read that. Jamil, Rob, love you, brother. You're awesome. Hope the family and kids are great. Please continue. Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, John Goodman is fantastic. Well, he's really come a long way since Roseanne. Man, he's been I don't know if anybody saw Flight. Did you see him in Flight? He had a small role, but he was very good in Flight. He's very good in 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I hope he has a pretty sizable role, no pun intended, in Kong Skull Island. Yeah, we could do Heroes. I'm down for that. I haven't played Heroes in a while. I haven't even tried the new character yet, Dahaka. I haven't tried him yet. Godzilla stubbed his toe at the beginning of the trailer. That's why he's screaming. That's why he's like, ah! You know the God, the original ruler of Skull Island? The what? No, I don't. I hope not. I don't. And this is answering Kaiju Path Tabbyzilla. I don't. I want it to be a solo film. It's been a long time since we got a Godzilla solo film, and for some reason, those seem to be the best ones. They really do. I mean, those are my top two favorite Godzilla movies: is Godzilla 84, 85, and Godzilla 54, and then obviously after that, like Legendary, and then after Legendary is Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and all that kind of stuff. If Godzilla was real, how would the world really deal with it? I don't know. How would you compare the atmosphere of the original Cloverfield to the Godzilla films and all? The atmosphere, I found that in Cloverfield, you got more of the terror from the people because you're seeing it from somebody's filming perspective. I didn't get that feeling from the Godzilla 2014 movie, if that what we're talking about, this Godzilla 2014. Oh, films and all. Yeah, the only film of all the Godzilla movies that you get a sense of the dread from the people is 54. Even 84, they don't seem as it's not as terrifying from the human standpoint. 54 seems to be the only movie that really grasps that. Uh, as long as they make it work, I mean that's fine. What's up, Mark? Better late than never, brother. I'm I'm excited for both. Well, here's honestly, I'm excited for Godzilla 2, but that's only because I want to see how they adapt the other Toho monsters. Godzilla Resurgence, we don't know too much about, so there's not much to for me personally to get excited about. The trailer was exciting in and of itself because we finally got to see something, and I do like his design. In fact, I don't even think his design, like when I see that new design of Resurgence, I can't even see him fighting in that design. Like that looks like to me it's going to be a solo Godzilla movie that's meant to go around and terrorize people. I actually hope it's a little violent. I know I went through this a couple years back as well, but I want it to be a little violent. I mean, this is a big monster stepping on people. I'd like to see some blood. Honestly, that would really, really give it a whole new effect for me personally. The Monarch organization is really fascinating. Yeah, I love Monarch. Do you think with this tone we'll see? Let me scroll up because this is going by pretty quickly. So this is from Jonesy Cat 79. Do you think we'll see the tone? Excuse me. Do you think with this tone we'll see any scenes of Godzilla attacking civilians directly on the level of Gamera 3? Like I was just saying, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping for that. I think that would add to the whole nightmare. That would add to the whole scariness. It's one thing to look scary, but we've seen so many Godzilla movies at this point that, because I'm going to be very honest, while he looks devastating in this new movie, I still don't get scary from him. Because I've seen so many of his movies now that even though I see him like this, I still see Godzilla flying, tucking his tail between his legs in the smog monster. So I need to see a new element of the movie that's going to spark that fear factor. And I think directly attacking humans is a good start. Walking cancer. Godzilla versus Ultra Act X. I don't think it's going to be released in theaters here. I don't think they're ready to make that kind of investment yet. Also, it wouldn't be a good thing for Legendary either. I think it would cause a lot of confusion for general fans, not for us, for general fans. And the general fans are what's very important to Legendary right now. They know they're going to get the hardcore fans, whether the hardcore fans hate it or not. They know the hardcore fans are going to go and watch it, for better or for worse. Cool. Dragon inspired T-Rex. If Godzilla wipes us out and brings balance to Earth after we make more YouTube abominations, it could set up the island. Yeah, it doesn't need to be released in theaters. I don't think either. How do you feel, Rob? How do you feel if they reintroduce Mechagodzilla as a straight up bad guy in a future movie? Well, which universe are you talking about, though? Are you talking about Toho or are you talking about Legendary? If I could design Godzilla, that's what I have to think about. I don't know if I can answer that tonight. I'll have an answer for you by Saturday night. How's that? Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I know you asked the question, what color his breath will be. That's going to be interesting to see. That's what I think what everybody's waiting for now. Am I worried about Godzilla Resurgence being bad? Yeah. I mean, if you were here earlier and you heard all the stuff I was saying about how I feel about Toho, that is always a concern, because I want them to succeed. That's why I wish they would try their hand at some different things. But you know what? To be fair, they're starting to change a little bit. The design is a big difference from all their other designs. So maybe that's a start of some change. Yeah. I didn't Mark. I didn't expect this kind of turnout. I was expecting maybe 15, 20 people, and there's 105. There've been consistently at least over 100 people in here since the beginning. At least after the first 10 minutes. His breath should be pink. Possibly the red breath due to the red patches. What if it's, you know what? What if it's like a magma breath? You know what I'm saying? Like he spews it out and it is red, but you also see like fucking molten lava and magma fucking shooting from the side of it. Man, that would be sick. Hey Rob, I have a question for you. This is Manic DX. Seeing from the trailer, do you Shin Gojira has nerve damage? Do you think Shin Gojira has nerve damage? I think Shin Gojira has a lot of damage from nuclear bombing and testing, or it could just be that I don't know, man. It's hard to answer. We don't know very much, but I think it's gonna have to do with something radiation related. I don't think it's just nerve damage. I think it's a lot of damage, a lot of scarring. I think they kind of did the magma thing with Gamera. What if Godzilla just pukes out magma instead of shooting a long beam? Yeah, right. He just melts faces. I would imagine his breath when the released radiation bursts through his body wound patches. I scrubbed back 15 minutes because I was late, so I didn't hear you reply until now. Yeah. It's like in the first 15, 20 minutes of the video, I went through my little explanation. Rob, do you know how we will see? I'm guessing we'll see it much like we see the Dragon Ball Z shows. Certain site you'll have to go to check it out. We obviously won't be able to go to the movies to see it, and we obviously won't be getting it on DVD till 2017. Would I ever want to see Zilla appear in a Toho movie? Not really. No, I don't think it's Godzilla 54 brought back to life. And if they did do that, it would be kind of lame. If they made a movie about Zilla and renamed him, would you watch it? If so, how would it be? I shouldn't have mentioned that beast, but still. Yeah, I would watch a Zilla movie if it was him as a different monster. Rob, do you think this will spark a sequel if it's successful? The important thing is that it's successful. Yes, I do. Yes, I did see Resurrection of F. Yep. An international crisis or no? Commuter fan. It's tough to tell right now. It's really tough to tell. You know, it's hard. Like every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, it'll just be another nuclear movie, and he's going to destroy the city, or he's hunting for nuclear energy to consume, or something. I'm hoping for something new, but I just don't know what they could do. Remember, they've done like 29 movies now. It's like, you know, I hope so, but if he's not, it's okay. I'm talking about the regenerating Godzilla Lewis, Titanosaurus. Godzilla GMK or Gamera 3? I really, really like the Gamera trilogy. But GMK is very good. That's a tough one. I think Mr. Gumby, they might do a little bit of both. They've done that before. Megaguirus is a prime example of a monster they created that was new at the time. Hey, what's going on? Pheasant Plucker? Okay. The Dead Dog series. Hi, Rob. Do you think? Oh, hold on. Do you think Godzilla will come? Hey, hi, Rob. Do you think Godzilla then will come in Godzilla? What? Ethan Vargas. I don't understand what you're trying to ask me. Are you literally asking me if he's going to come in the movie? Really? I mean, would you want to see that? Really? Hey, what's going on, Timmy? Hear about Dragon Ball Z, a bridge from I've heard of a bridge. I haven't seen a whole lot of it. I've seen some clips here and there. Trendzilla. Hey Rob, do you think they should release the film in the States similar to what they did with Attack on Titan movie and Dragon Ball Z? No. I think they should have. Well, first of all, I don't think they will anyway, because I think it'll cost too much money, more than they want to spend. Secondly, I think it would cause more problems for the next Legendary movie, because general audience will be very confused. So it could potentially do more harm than good if it's released over here. Plus, they've never really had much success with releasing Godzilla movies over here in the last couple of years. Godzilla Millennium was a bomb when it came out in 2000 over here, or 2001, I believe. All right. So, guys, I hate to keep this short tonight, but I do have to work tomorrow. My main goal was to address the concerns or people thinking, well, first of all, address the idiots who were messaging me and giving me death sentences, asking me to get cancer and talking horrible about my kids, which is, I was reading this stuff today and I was just laughing. I'm like, wow, I can't believe people are really, really this upset, because at the end of the day, it's all my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with it. You guys don't have to like it. You know what I mean? But it should be respected. You know, I'm not attacking people for strictly loving Toho over Legendary. You want to love Toho over Legendary, that's by all means. At least you're loving something regarding Godzilla. That's all I care about. But yeah, you know, that's those people, once again, as I said earlier in the stream, for those people who wish death upon me or wish death upon my kids or hope for me to get cancer or think I'm being paid by Legendary to say some of the things I say, we can discuss it at G-Fest, okay? I love face-to-face talks anyway. So if you want to have that discussion with me and if you want to get my real reaction, please come to G-Fest, and I will be more than happy to discuss it with you on my terms, how I feel about what you said, and you can tell me how you feel about what I said. And we'll keep it like that. Yep. Thanks, Chris. All right, guys. Wow, thank you so much for showing up on a weeknight. So many of you popped up, man. It was amazing. I can't believe that. It's great. Don't forget, Saturday night, me and Chris are going to get together right back here on my channel. We're going to talk a little bit more about Godzilla Resurgence, and we're going to talk some G14 versus Toho monsters. We're going to do that in a little bit more detail. That's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be good, too, because you have someone who leans towards the Toho side a little bit more, and you have me that lately has been leaning a little bit more towards the G14 side. But at the same time, we both equally love both ends of the spectrum. So you're definitely going to get some honest, fair analysis as to who would win between these battles. All right. So, all right, guys, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news. We just talk entertainment. Have a good night. Talk to you guys soon. What's up, guys? Let me just set up my little shop over here. make sure we can, first of all, definitely let me know about the sound, if you guys can hear me well enough, any of that kind of stuff. And once I get confirmation that you guys can hear me well and the sound is okay, we'll get started. All right. Cool. Good, good, good. It's been a while since we did one of these. You guys might see me look to my left a lot because I got my monitor where I can see you guys' comments, and then over here is my camera. So nice to see everybody. Good. I'm glad the audio is good. That seems to be an issue sometimes. All right. So I'm going to try and keep this live stream short, like no more than an hour. I know it's like, that's not really short, but for a live stream, it could be. I didn't want to do a video because I knew that the video would exceed 20 minutes. Then I was going to chop it up into parts, but then I didn't want to do all the editing work because I got to work tomorrow. So I said, let me just do a live stream. Whoever's around can catch the live stream, and then whoever didn't catch it can watch the video later at their leisure. All right, so let's get started here. First thing I want to talk about is, and I'm going to pull up, we're going to go over some of the comments in the video that I made. And it's not really the comment section. Comment section was really fine. You guys won't believe some of the messages I got after yesterday's video. Probably some of the worst messages I've ever received. And I had people, all right, so we'll start with the funny stuff. So one person messaged me, and these are messages on Facebook and messages on YouTube and stuff like that, and then some emails that kind of spread out. But there's some that I remember off the top of my head. Some of them I just deleted. One person accused me of being paid by Legendary to talk down Toho. That I was paid by Legendary to talk down Toho. Another person accused me of, well, obviously saying a lot of the messages were like, you're not a real Godzilla fan because you don't like Toho and you like the CGI crap and you're too much America or whatever the case may be, and you should die of cancer. Somebody said my kids and me should die of cancer. So there was a lot of hateful messages I got. These were not in the comments. And this is the first time I've actually received that kind of hate. I've been hated before. You know, you guys know I'm fairly honest. I'll push buttons. We all know what happened a couple years ago with the whole GodzillaMovies.com thing and how that went down, and they were threatening to sue me and all this shit. So, but this was like hate. And first thing I want to say to those, now these people who send these messages, they're not going to put them in the video comments because they know that for the most part, even though some of you guys disagree with me, that we all generally get along in the comment section. My comment sections are not bad. And they know for a fact that if they put something like that in the comment section, you guys are probably going to roast them. But I want to say to those people who send all those messages today, I'm going to be at G-Fest this year. I'm going to be at G-Fest. So you're more than welcome to approach me and please repeat what you have to say. And I will give you my reaction in person. So just want to leave that there. So now, in terms of Toho, because I know a lot of guys, and there are some of you who really do think that I'm on the Legendary bandwagon and that I've completely alienated or have completely abandoned Toho. That's not true. But Toho has been the brunt of my criticism as of late because when they first spoke about releasing this movie, it was very exciting. I was very excited. And they seemed to flare with confidence. In fact, I was very excited for how confident they were because it seemed like they were so motivated after seeing what Legendary did. And obviously they liked what Legendary did. Otherwise, they wouldn't be giving them permission to use more of their monsters and, of course, continue making a movie. And furthermore, now Godzilla vs. King Kong is coming out. So that speaks volumes of the confidence that Toho has in Legendary, because Toho is usually very picky about who Godzilla will fight. It's one of the reasons why we've never seen a Gamera versus Godzilla movie. Now, but I have been very critical of them lately because prior to the trailer, there really wasn't anything going on for the movie. There wasn't any real promotion. There wasn't any, we got that one teaser, which you guys know I heavily criticized, and so on and so forth. But I think my mistake is I have, the channel is very small. You guys understand? Like, I'm just creeping up on 18,000 subscribers. But I love the fact that my channel is the size it is because I actually know a good portion of you. Some of us really talk. For example, I'm going to shout him out here. The Meta 88, who's in the chat room right now. His name is Nate. Me and him are buddies. We play video games together. We play Heroes of the Storm. There's some guys on the Nation Facebook page that I talk to on a regular basis. And that's what I like about having such a small channel, because if I had 1 million subscribers, I wouldn't be able to have those kind of relationships with some of you guys. The other thing is, if I had 1 million subscribers, I wouldn't be able to be as forthcoming as I am with you guys, because once you're a big YouTuber, your viewership is your income. The more people watch your content, stuff like that, they generate your income. So you have to be very careful about how you address them. Me, I don't have to worry about that. If everybody were to unsubscribe today and I had 0 subscribers tomorrow, it's not going to affect my livelihood, because I have a job. I have money that I get from other sources of income to take care of my family. So with that said, here is the reason why I'm so hard on Toho. I have been watching, as many of you know, Godzilla films since I was 35 years. And there's one luxury that many of you have had over the years that I didn't have growing up. When you guys became Godzilla fans, for the most part, a lot of the movies were already accessible. You know, you could go to get the DVD or get the video if that was the time you were born, or, you know, when videos were still out. And you can get them on the internet now, and even like Amazon. Like my son is so lucky. He can watch any Godzilla movie he wants on demand on Amazon Prime. I don't think they're free now, but there was like a good 3 months there where all the Godzilla movies were free. And obviously the quality is better because I have some of the older DVDs. I don't have any of the Blu-ray stuff. Some of these movies were in HD. Up until 1985, that was the last Godzilla movie I got to watch. From 85 to 93 or 94, I saw my first Godzilla movie that was made in Japan but never came out here. But I got to see it for the first time on Showtime. It was Godzilla versus Biollante, and at the time I saw it, it was already out for like 2 or 3 years. And then as the 90s continued to progress into the early 2000s, then all these movies started coming out. Some of them on DVD. A lot of them came out on tape, because I have some of them still on cassette, believe it or not. Like I have Space Godzilla versus Godzilla on cassette. So I caught up. You know, I started catching up, and you know, once we got to 98, which obviously was not good. You know, we've learned to love it now, but it's not. At the time, it wasn't what it was supposed to be. Then we got Godzilla Millennium, came out in the theaters. It bombed. Then we got more Millennium Godzilla movies, and then eventually 2004 was Final Wars, and that was it. And I was bummed. I was bummed because I was so excited to have all these movies throughout the 90s that I watched and I started collecting. And I understand that at that time, and this is the ironic thing, because I felt at that time the way many of you feel now. I was so upset that they stopped making movies. I understood why. It was a business thing. They weren't making money. Even though the Suitmation was cool, nobody was interested anymore. You know, and it was bummed because I really, outside of watching the movies and stuff like that, I didn't have a lot of people that really watched Godzilla. You know what I mean? So there was really no continuation for me. And then finally in 2008, 2009, we started hearing whispers of the another Godzilla movie coming out. Then in 2013, I made the channel. And then I started talking about Godzilla. The trailer dropped. Everything blew up. And now, boom, here we are. Now Toho's at it again. And I do love the Suitmation. I do. I just know that outside of us fans, nobody else does. Nobody else does. My concern now, we're going to get the Shin Gojira movie. It probably will be very good. As a fan, taking away my critique, as a fan, I'm probably going to love this movie because it's the first Toho movie we're going to see in 12 years. And I know when I see this movie, it's gonna hit me in the softies. You know what I mean? Now I got a lot of soft spots, don't get me wrong. But you know what I'm talking about. It's gonna hit me in the heart. But I also don't want my heart to be broken in the sense that they come out with the CG/Suitmation movie. It turns out to be a good movie. Let's just assume right now it turns out to be a good movie. Good story, good Godzilla flick, one of the best solo Godzilla movies since '54. Let's say it exceeds 1984, 1985. But nobody goes to see it outside of us. There's no money to be made. There's no, nothing good comes out of it from a financial standpoint, from a business standpoint. And then we're back to square one. And this is the part that bothers me, is because I'm a passionate fan.